Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. In today's video, I am going to be going through some of my houseplant favorites. It has been a really long time since I've done a houseplant favorites video, and I wanted to do one for the month of August. Obviously, we're slipping into September now, but I want to show you guys the plants that I really loved last month. This next month is going to be a pretty busy one, so I will likely continue to love on these plants throughout the next month because I will not have much time to pay attention to my houseplants. I'm starting my final semester in university and I'm so excited to get that all started, but obviously, I'm still gonna make videos for you guys, so don't worry about that. I actually have a pretty good variety of plants this time around. I think I only have one single plant that is a repeat of another genus, so that's pretty exciting. I think everyone will find something that they like in this video. I do apologize for all of those alocasia lovers out there. I swear I don't have like a, vendetta against them, but I don't like alocasia for the most part, so I'm sorry that you don't see too many of those here. But before I do get into the bulk of today's video, if you guys are not already subscribed, definitely click that button down below and also give this video a thumbs up. I also have YouTube memberships if you are interested in that. I am thinking about reworking my memberships to have just one single level so that all of you guys can have access to my Discord group chat and also extra content. But if you want to join in the meantime, there are a lot of different tiers that will give you different perks. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check out the join button down below. If you don't see the join button, there is also a link down in the description to join. The last thing that I want to mention before we do start today's video is I am hosting a giveaway over on Instagram. Go check out my Instagram at Lulu's Leaves. We have an awesome 10K giveaway over there where you can win some plants, some planty things, and it's open to Canada and the US. So yeah, that is all after all. I hope you guys really do enjoy today's video though. Let's get straight on into it. So the first plant that I want to talk to you guys about is one that did absolutely nothing for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just decided that it wants to live and it really wants to thrive as well. We've had so many new leaves on this plant. Let me just introduce it to you. This here is my Hoya Imbracata. I hope that you can see it okay. It is such a lovely plant, and once it gets going, it's actually really easy to take care of. I absolutely love the speckling on this plant. I think that the splashiness is just so beautiful. While this plant is already gorgeous with the amount of splashing that it does have, I always wondered if there was a super silver version of this. If you guys have a super silvery Imbracata, more so than this one here, I would love it if you guys would tag me in your posts on Instagram or send me a DM. I would just love to see a super silvery version of this plant. This is one that I have recently been thinking about putting into my new terrarium for my White's tree frogs. I just think that this would be a really great plant to put in there because it loves humidity and it also loves to climb and latch onto things. Right now, I don't have it latching onto anything, so as you can see, it just folds back up on itself and turns into a little planty taco there, which is totally fine, but I would love to see this plant climb up something, and the cork pieces that are a part of the terrarium are actually a really great thing for that to climb up. Now that I think about it, I actually have one piece that's just floating in there and not secured to the background, so it might be a really great option to do it on a piece that is removable, just in case it doesn't thrive in that enclosure. But yeah, this is my Hoya Imbracata. I am really loving this plant this month, and I hope that it continues to grow as quickly as it has been because it's just been taking off and I have been absolutely loving it. The next plant that I want to talk about is one that I have definitely shown in past videos, and you guys know that I've been loving this genus a little bit more lately. I'm talking about my Syndapsis Silver Hero. Although this plant did start to, throw out a little runner there and is putting out a small leaf on top, I'm okay with that. I'm the kind of person that understands that plants are plants and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. There's only so much you can do to make these plants grow exactly how you want them to, and usually it doesn't work out. So yeah, I'm doing my best to keep this one up on the back of the cabinet so that it has something to dig some aerial roots into. It's not working the greatest, but at least it has a little bit of support if it needs it. The thing that I really love most about this plant though is its silvery coloring and also the leaf shape. It does seem to be a little unique in comparison to the other Syndapsis plants that I have at least. It has more, I don't even know how to describe it, but the leaves kind of curl to one side a little bit more than the others do. Also, as a juvenile plant, it seems to have skinnier leaves than, let's say, the Exotica, which I think is really pretty. If you do get lucky and have this plant grow perfectly, it does actually look like it shingles almost, although it's not really shingling. You do get that appearance, which is very beautiful in my opinion. I'm also really looking forward to seeing new Syndapsis genuses pop up. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I would love to see some new patterns. I actually think that there's a possibility that Crazy Plant Guy just found a new Syndapsis genus. I think that was called the Syndapsis Silver Night or something like that, but it is really nice too, and I might try to go to the shop and get my hands on one of those because I am really loving collecting these Syndapsis plants. But yeah, that is my Syndapsis Silver Hero. Next up on this list is another one that you guys would probably expect to be on this list, considering it is one of my newer plant acquisitions. Yeah, that's the word. This here is my Philodendron Strawberry Shake. This is a very valuable plant to me and just, you know, in terms of the money. To be honest, it's one that I have been babying a little bit because I would love to be able to propagate this one down the road once it gets a little bit more mature and is big enough to do so. When these plants are young, they have a much more slender appearance to the leaves. I know as they mature, they do get a little bit more heart-shaped, a little bit more like the arabescens shape, if you know that plant. But I really do love the immature versions of these plants. I don't know why, but I really do love that slender leaf on these guys. Of course, I will appreciate it just as much when it does grow up, but right now at this small size with this beautiful variegation, I am just loving it. I do want to test it out in a few different lighting situations though, because I know that under some lighting, a lot of people have their strawberry shakes go very pink. Right now, mine is a nice, pretty cream color, which I absolutely love as well. I don't want to say that I don't love it because I do, but I also do really love that hot pink color on the strawberry shakes. And I think it's pretty easy to get that. So I may test out a few different lights that I have with this plant and we'll go from there. But I am loving this guy and I think I will continue to love it for a very long time. This was a huge wish list plant for me for so long, and when I was able to finally get one in a trade, I was just so appreciative. And yeah, this here is my Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Next up is the only repeat genus, as you guys heard me say before. This is a Hoya, but it is very different from the Hoya Imbracata. This guy here is my Hoya Finlaysonii. I have loved this plant since I got it. I think it is one of my favorite Finlaysonii types. I know that there are a lot of different types of Finlaysonii because I have actually had quite a few of them. This happens to be my favorite that I've ever had. I think that one of the most unique things about this plant is the fact that every single leaf on this plant looks very unique. These older leaves don't show as much veining. They also have a more round, elongated shape to them. But then we have some of these newer leaves that came in with more veination, a little bit pointier on the ends. They almost look like the Calistophylla shortleaf. And then the brand new leaf here is actually really dark, and it's the darkest leaf that I've gotten on this plant. And it also has that nice veination, but also has a little bit of splashing to it. It's just really random, and I love that about it. This guy is currently living in my cabinet, and I will continue to keep it there because that is the only place it's ever grown any leaves for me. This plant only had 2 leaves when I put it into the cabinet, and now we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. 7 leaves. This is definitely one that I can see myself you know, loving for a long time, and I definitely will not be getting rid of this anytime soon. As this vines and grows, I may end up propagating it so that I can have more than one vine. But one thing that Hoyas are notorious for doing is shooting out different growth points on their own. So I may not have to cut it to get more than one strand from this plant, and that's a really exciting thing. So I'm just looking forward to seeing it grow and seeing what it does, because it is so unpredictable. But I feel like any leaf that's ever come out on any Finlaysonii that I've ever had, okay, that was a mouthful, has always been very different from each other. So yeah, that is why I love the Finlaysonii as much as I do. The next plant that I want to talk about is a beautiful plant, and it's one that I never thought I would be able to get my hands on, and I'm not honestly 100% sure that it is what it says it is, but I have no reason to believe otherwise quite yet. This here is what I know to be my Monstera Escaletto, or the Epipremnoides, I think it's called now. This is a very beautiful plant. It looks very similar to the Monstera Adansonii. I was able to get this for a really great price. Actually, I think I traded for it, but value-wise, it was very, very attainable. You can see it has some really nice large holes in the leaves, and I don't know, it definitely looks different from any Adansonii I've ever had. So I don't think that it is an Adansonii, but I could be wrong. It was sold to me from a reputable seller as the Escaletto, but they all look so different, so you really never know. It also has a brand, oh, a little crunch. It also has a brand new leaf coming out here, which I'm really excited about. I think that one will come out in the next week or so. It's nice and watered, so it should come out any moment. But I've had so much root growth on this plant in the last little bit, so it is really rewarding to see it doing so well. I am very excited to watch this one grow and mature, because as mature plants, these guys are just beautiful. I hope that it is what it says it is, and if it's not, that's okay. It's still a very beautiful plant, and I love the Adansonii, but yeah, this is what I know to be my Monstera Escaletto. Last but not least here, I'm going to talk about my Dischidia ovata. My camera's about to die, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. These guys are so beautiful. They come out with these beautifully sun-stressed leaves if you keep them in a high enough light, and I am just loving the way this guy is looking. This one is also in my cabinet, so that is why I'm getting those nice sun-stressed leaves, but it is still beautiful even if you keep it in lower light. You're probably going to get darker leaves eventually if you do keep it in lower light, but I'm a little bit more obsessed with this sun stressing than I am the dark foliage. I've had this one for a number of years now, and I really am happy that it's finally starting to grow, because it didn't do anything for so long. So yeah, the fact that this one is finally growing and all of that new growth is coming in that nice, beautiful pink color is just super exciting. But yeah, that is the last of my favorite plants for the month of August. I really, really hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and also subscribing down below. If you want to join as a member to gain access to some extra content, also a Discord group chat, definitely go check out the join button down below or the link in the description if you don't see that. But yeah, that's going to be all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!